Hey, what's up, you guys? Bloody Jacob here to bring you my review of this week's episode of Fear the Walking Dead on AMC. This week we've seen Season 3, Episode 3, which is called TEOTWAWKI. Actually in a decent mood to review Fear right now. It's been sort of a mixed bag for me ever since it began. It's been very underwhelming to me overall, I'll admit. But it's had some very high points. I really liked the end of Season 1. Season 2, was sort of, kind of uneven for me, I think. But, with the Travis stuff at the end of Season 2 and everything, I thought was pretty good, as well as what I let Alicia Debnam-Carey do in the hotel and everything, I thought was pretty cool. And Season 3, though, I'm liking the way it's shaping up so far. I'm actually kind of surprised how much I'm enjoying it right now. TEOTWAWKI, it wasn't like a great, mind-blowing episode, and it certainly wasn't like of the same chaotic nature of the double episode premiere, or at least the first episode of Season 3 anyway. But I still thought it was a fine episode, and I was actually pleasantly surprised with how much I was still interested in watching it. I actually think Season 3 might do something to turn Fear around for me. Actually, I think it might actually turn out to be a pretty good season. I know there's only been 3 episodes so far, but if it keeps up like this and just gets crazier and more intense at the end for some reason, it could very well be an overall more solid experience than Season 7 of The Walking Dead. But I don't want to get too overblown, or expect too much right now. But I don't know. I'm just glad I'm actually somewhat into it right now. So that's kind of surprising me. Anyway, pretty good episode. Sort of just calm after what happened. With the Travis thing last week and everything. We find out a little bit more about the Otto family. And I thought this episode was pretty good. With the father. I've seen that actor in other things. I just for some reason can't put my finger on it right now. But he's pretty good, and I thought it was pretty good when we seen that, clip of him. He's doing all political stuff when Troy and Jake were kids. And then I thought his conversations with Madison, about how he treated Troy, which, probably is accounting for some of his psychological issues or how he acts now. I actually thought was pretty interesting. And it makes you actually a little bit more, I don't know if I want to say get behind them, but it gives them a little bit more weight, I think. And I like the actors they have picked for the Otto family. Like I said, I know the guy who plays the father, except for some reason I'm drawing a blank on exactly from what. But I also think Daniel Sharman is doing a good job, as Troy. Like I said, I knew him on the originals as, the body Cole is possessing on that. And I think he's good here, he can definitely show us a range of, of being a jackass, but also, his dynamic with Nick's starting to be a little bit more, intriguing to watch now, too, I think, with their scuffle in the desert when they're hunting the boars and everything. They go back and forth about his experiments, and he thinks he would take about 87 or, 88 minutes to turn or whatever. And, Nick ends up tearing off the pages, and they both kind of laugh together, so that was kind of surprising. But I still think Nick's definitely going to be wary of him, and he definitely should be. Meanwhile, Lucienne is still healing. And Alicia, my favorite character on the show, and the one I have the most hope for in the long run, just because she's a great actor. She's great on 100, hence the poster. And I hope they really take her to the moon and back, on this show, because she deserves it. I liked her stuff in this one. She goes to some of the other, characters her age that are on the, ranch or whatever. Supposedly it's like this very religious, group of kids, and then it turns out just to be, to get high. And at first it was, okay, it's kind of stupid. Okay, it's all smoke, it's like smoke a bowl or, bong or whatever in the middle of the apocalypse. That seems kind of stupid. But, people definitely turned to that, and I actually thought it was kind of nice to see Alicia, get to, kind of laugh. It was kind of fun to see her do that. And then we actually get a pretty decent scene of them asking her about what it's like out there and what's the worst thing she's done, which is pretty personal, but I still like Alicia Debnam-Carey's delivery about having to kill a man and everything, and how it was easy for her, which is, psychologically interesting. So I like that. I really hope Alicia turns into like the Maggie or Carol of the show, or just like a standout female in the show, like like your Michonne or whatever on The Walking Dead. That's what they should do with her in the long run. I still don't like Madison that much. I don't know. Kim Dickens just doesn't work for me. I think it'd be better if it was another actress. But at the same time, I'll give her a little bit more credit, because in the scenes where she is yelling this episode, I felt like she is a little bit more genuine with the emotion she is trying to convey. Madison's still kind of being a bit rash and paranoid, but they all should be. You all need to be in this world. And I thought Kim Dickens, this is probably one of her better episodes, I think, but she's still a little bit bland for me. So I'd actually think it'd be a good idea in the long run if they actually kill Madison off at the end of season 3 or season 4 and have the focus of the show be on Alicia and Nick and their relationship. I think that'd be a good direction in the long run, but I doubt they're going to do that. Then meanwhile, you had Strand, being held by Dante. He knew him before the apocalypse. They had done some business together. But this guy doesn't really trust Strand after all, and he gets locked up, and we see some, a guy thrown over the edge. It's like this dam type of thing, and he falls onto all these bodies of the walkers that's crawling around, and they devour him, of course. It's pretty brutal. Travis Chan-Tuig did a video saying, could Dante be kind of like the governor of the show? I don't think that the character's going to go that far, but he might be a decent, kind of villain, for early on in the show, I think, of the same level as like Troy is right now and stuff, maybe. Or maybe it would be cool if they made him like a bigger threat to all the characters at some point if they get over there too. Then they have a chance there. But I don't really see him reaching the heights of the governor, being exactly like that, but maybe like some decent villain to start, I think. And a nice little surprise seeing Daniel Salazar at the end, giving Strand water. Some people thought this was like a hallucination of Strand's or something from being dehydrated. I don't think so, because there have been plenty of reports, for a while now saying Salazar is actually alive. The people behind the show actually confirm that he is alive. So I think him showing up now is no coincidence. It's not a hallucination. I think he's back, which is good. We needed Salazar back after losing Travis. Which is still pretty surprising to me, but hopefully it just makes the show stronger as an example of them, not being afraid to kill main characters off. At the same time, I know Cliff Curtis also is going to the Avatar films, which apparently only came about after he knew he was going to be killed off fear, but either way, hopefully it works out. Overall, fine episode. Like I said, not the most exciting technically, but I actually found myself becoming a little invested, or at least interested in watching. Still hopeful with where they're taking Alicia on the long run. Nick's stuff is okay. His rivalry with Troy or whatever, and the backstory of that, I thought it's getting a little bit better. They're all put in situations to pull their own weight now with the Otto family and their group of people. Like Madison's going on this search with some of the other adults next week and everything, so we'll see. But yeah, let me know you guys thought about this week's episode. You can follow me on Facebook, Twitter, subscribe, and if I had to rate this episode, I'd give it about an 8.5, not bad. So yeah, catch you guys next time. Peace.